Hello, my friends. Instead of writing to you today, I thought I would just stop by with a little video. I have a few thoughts that I want to share with you. Every class I teach, whether it's cycling or total body conditioning or yoga, I always like to have a theme. And since I'm doing this 30 days of self love, every day the theme has been the theme from that program. So today the theme is what if? And I'm asking my students and anyone that's doing the program with me to just take a look at when we use those words, what if. So I'd like you to just play along with me right now. So, in the voices in your head, how many times does what if show up? A great example of this is if you watch the news is all futuristic. It's all things are intensifying, and that could mean that this, and then this thing could happen. And our reptilian brain is just really hardwired to be protective, right? And so we hear things like that and we believe them, and then we're constantly in this state of like arousal and protection. You've heard the saying before. I just want to repeat this, that like 99% of the things that we worry about never happen. I mean, think back to January of 2020. Were you worried about a pandemic? We had no idea to even worry about that. And so when you think about the things we're worried about every day, the what ifs, our brain doesn't know the difference between what we're thinking and what's actually happening. So when our brain is saying, what if there's an earthquake? What if this plane crashes? What if he doesn't love me? What if my kid's not safe? Right? If we're constantly out there in front of ourselves with worry, well, our body actually thinks it's already happening. So we're taking these things that maybe there's a 1% chance of it happening out in the future, and we're bringing it to today, and we're actually living as if it already happened. And that makes no sense, right? We're making ourselves sick. So I call those future negatives, FNs. And what I'd like to offer to you today is when you catch yourself caught up in an FN, I want you to switch it to an FP, a future positive. So here's a quote that might help you. But what if I fall? Oh, my darling, but what if you fly? So what if we took that on just today? Every time we catch ourselves in a what if, and it's a negative, it's pulling us, and right? Your heart constricts, your stomach hurts, your head hurts, you get small. So what if when we notice those things happening, we just flip a switch and we create an imaginary what if this that's a future positive. It doesn't even have to be true or have the potential to be true. So that what if I fall, what if I fly? What if I fall is constrictive, and it brings a cascade of negative hormones and chemicals into our body, stress hormones. What if I fly leads us into imagination and possibility and playfulness and creativity, and maybe even laughter at the audacity to think such a thing. And our body responds with feel good chemicals. Here's another good example. Take an athlete. Let's take a gymnast getting ready to mount a balance beam. If that gymnast is standing there saying, I hope I don't fall, I hope I don't fall, oh, I'm going to fall, I always fall at that time, that one part, she's setting herself up to fall. Like the brain and the body don't know what else to do with that information. But if she stood there and had the conversation with herself, I'm going to nail this routine. This is going to be the best time I've ever performed this. I'm ready for this. I've practiced. This is going to be amazing. Her chances of staying on that beam and succeeding are far greater. And if she gets up on the beam and falls, then she gets to deal with that in the moment, but she didn't have to deal with it for 20 minutes before, right? So I'd like you to try this on. Future negatives changed over into future positives. And let's see what we can do today with what if.